and welcome back to another episode of AEC Reacts, where we get first reactions on subjects related to the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. I'm your host, Alicia Washington, Director of Marketing and Jedi at HRP Associates, and here with me today is Lindsey Washington, a local surety underwriter. And here with me today is Alondra De Leon from Consigli Construction. And here today I have Lindsey Mathieu, owner and principal of Golden A Concepts, a marketing communications consulting firm. Welcome, Lindsey.
Thank you, Alicia.
So this was funny. I was scrolling Instagram and this meme popped up.
What'd you say?
I am once again asking for your help with project descriptions.
Yes.
What is your reaction to that?
It's very familiar. It's very, very familiar. I feel like it's the cry for help in the classic organization,
Right.
Whether it's resumes, project descriptions, we need your input. And it's tough because it's just one more thing that marketing's tugging at your sleeves for, right?
Right.
But I think, I like to rethink the way that we ask for that, and the goal would be to not have the PMs or whoever we're going to do any actual writing, because that's the barrier for success right there. And what I suggest is to kind of rethink the way that we talk about project descriptions. Like, it's very facts and figures oriented, which is easy to kind of put out there. It was X square feet, it was design build, it was whatever. You kind of get those bullet points and you write this narrative that's often just like regurgitating the scope of services that you were contracted to do, but really trying to extract those stories in those projects and even rethink the way we're asking the staff and almost interview them like we were writing an article for a magazine or something. What was really challenging about this site, or what was something that, or the schedule or whatever. And really have them explain how we came in, how we faced some challenges, the solutions we came up with, and focus less on the facts and figures, maybe make them more of a sidebar call, but tell the story. It's easier for people to talk about what happened rather than get into the weeds of the details.
Yes.
And I think really reframing how we're asking for information and making it more interview style, where we're just getting them to explain what they love and what they do naturally, and then we can write those descriptions for them to then react to. I think that's a better approach, and it takes that burden of, once again, you've got to update your project sheets. It takes that off of them and empowers us as marketers and storytellers to better explain the work that we're doing that we're proud of.
Oh, I love that. And I love that advice of changing the approach, because a lot of us marketers who are working on RFPs and the deadlines, we're not thinking about that in that moment, right? Because we got to get the write-up for the RFP, again, very reactive. So taking that block of time out to say, you know what, this month we're going to interview, this many people to talk about the jobs that they're on. Regardless if we need that project write-up or not, it really is just building that bank of write-ups. So I love that approach. I think that's great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your reaction on that. Here with me today is Alondra De Leon from Consigli Construction. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Yes, thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
So I'm always on LinkedIn or reading Google News, Washington Post. I'm all over it. So a couple things that I came by recently. One of the things is, of all the people working in construction, women comprise only 10.9%. How do you react to that?
Oof. I guess my question is, of that percentage, I wonder how many are in the trades and how many are in management. And obviously we need to do more work in making the industry more appealing for women. I think that part of that is representation, right? Like having more of us in the forefront and having a voice in showing that there is, opportunities for career and growth in the industry. It's kind of my instant reaction.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And, I also wonder too, that question is a very good question. How many are in the trades versus management, and how many have left? how we're there and then left. So, making sure that, not only are we bringing more women in, putting those programs in place, but also making sure that it's a comfortable place and it's a safe place for women as well.
Right, and of the women who have left, how many would say, well, I left the industry because I didn't feel like it was a good fit for me, for whether their aspirations career-wise, because you can't, people may have different reasons why they leave the industry, but if it was purely because they couldn't make it work, that's what we need to really focus on.
Yeah, and I think having programs set up in construction firms, architecture, engineering, kind of the whole AEC, right? Programs for, supporting women in developing into that leadership role is super important to seeing the growth, seeing this, 10.9%, get bigger. And you currently have or have had female managers in your role.
So I would say that I've been lucky to have worked with very strong women leaders in the industry, and also have had peers that we've kind of locked arms together and lean in and push through perhaps some of obstacles that may have presented themselves for us, and that's important as well, right? Like to see yourself in a higher level and know that there is a path for growth, but also being able to count on other women peers to share thoughts and strategies, and sometimes just any regular day, the good things too.
Right.
So you're not feeling, 10% is a very small number, so it's inevitable to feel sometimes a little isolated or different.
Right.
So having that camaraderie has been very important for me, and that a lot of what I like to do is pay it forward as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how do you react to that? Drop it in the comments, and we'll see you in the next episode. Here with me today is Alicia Washington, a local surety underwriter. Welcome, Lance.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been a while.
It's crazy. So I read an article. I actually read an article yesterday. I wasn't surprised on the title of this article, but the title is, "The construction labor shortage is set to intensify over the next 6 months." How do you react to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been getting out to a lot of contractor meetings this year, and that's always a topic of conversation. Not only is there a lack of good people, but people in general. Yeah,
I know that there are strides happening where there's local association stuff like, trying to get, younger people more interested in a lot of the skilled labor. But with the shortages that are already happening everywhere, this is one of those industries that are getting hit even harder. And it's really going to affect, the future of, construction if we can't get ahead in, making sure that more people see all the benefits of, skilled labor and actually having that job.
Yeah, absolutely. I am from that generation where, college was really pushed on us. If you want to be successful, you have to go to a 4-year university or institution. And, I think that there should be more emphasis on the fact that you can make a really good life for yourself and your family in the skilled trades profession.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that, Lance.
You're welcome.
And how would you react to that? Drop it in the comments, and we'll see you in the next episode.